Ani andangnya online, and I'm still trying to retrieve. Okay, resume my. All right. Now, so thank you very much for your wonderful responses juga. Terlalu banyak kan saya kongsikan tadi ya, and those are all collections from your responses juga. Well done juga. You are on track, and let me add more to your responses. Yeah, let me add more to your responses, and yeah, moving on to my next slide. Why do you ask questions during lesson sessions juga? Is because we want to promote dialogue. We want to make sure that talking is taking place juga, ada dialogue di antara guru dan penuntut. But majority of teachers in Brunei will think that dorang fikir dialogic teaching ini untuk percakapan guru dan penuntut saja, dialogue between teacher and students. In fact, that's not enough, Chigo. Dialogic teaching is, when we have dialogic teaching skills, we are talking about your skill in making sure that you know how to promote dialogue between you and your students, and you also know how to make sure that your students and your students, between students juga, kanak-kanak sama kanak-kanak ni pandai berunding juga, pandai berdialog di antara satu sama lain. So it's not just between teacher and student, but also students and students juga. We want to promote this dialogue. All right. So ada orang angkat tangan kah? Ada someone is raising his hand. Siapa tu? Cikgu Deng Murni. You raise your hand, Cikgu. Kalau ada soalan, Cikgu, I will appreciate if you could ask me at the end of the session, Cikgu Deng Murni. Boleh kita tekan balik semula your hand, Cikgu, your hand raised itu. Cuba klik balik semula supaya ada arah notification saya. Alright. Thank you, Cikgu Deng Murni. Okay. So now the reason why we ask questions is because we want to promote dialogue. Another reason why we ask questions to our students during lessons is we want to encourage students to talk juga. We want to see Brunei students ane pandai berkurapak, pandai bercakap, indah mumu, indah malu, indah segan untuk mengeluarkan pendapat dan sebagainya. We want to, indah kan sudah graduate dari sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, sekolah sixth form, and then masuk lagi ke universiti, pengajian tinggi dan sebagainya, bekerja pun payah-payahan bercakap. Subhanallah. Jadinya masa kita ni dalam kelas sama diorang ni, kita ni we build these communication skills juga sama kanak-kanak di dalam kelas. Alright, you are on track tadi. Ada bis kita cakap tadi encourage students to talk tadi, communication tadi. Ada bis kita tekan tadi arah responses bis kita. Another reason why we ask questions during lesson is because we want to help scaffold learning juga. Ini juga kan terus-terus yang perkara terlampau tinggi kan kita ajar juga. So we want to build that foundation dari kita ni tanya sedikit, and then dia menaik, and then bertah up to higher order thinking questions, Cikgu. So these are what we are going to do this afternoon, Cikgu. How to create these questions, Cikgu, yang menyebabkan kanak-kanak dapat menjawab kita ni dengan discussing the ideas, Cikgu. Macam mana? Right. Another reason why we ask questions to students during lesson is because we want to encourage students to think. Kalau indah bertanya, indah dorang berfikir tu, Cikgu. Pasal kita ni bertanya rah dorang, sebab tu otak dorang berjalan. So we want to encourage our students to think. Alright, during lesson, we want to encourage them to think, and we also want to encourage them to discuss their ideas. Apa yang sebenarnya dalam otak dorang tu? Macam mana dorang berfikir kanak-kanak ni? So it will be interesting to find out how students think during lessons juga. Okay, and then another reason why we ask questions to students during lesson is because we want to assess, menilai. We want to assess what they understand. Kadang-kadang nak ajar saja, tapi apa yang dorang faham dari apa yang kita ni ajar itu, Cikgu. So only by asking question we will understand. Okay, dapat kita nilai. Oh, faham ya tadi tu. Oh, lakat lagi dorang dah faham. Majority dah faham. Kenapa ni? Something is wrong maybe with my teaching, something like that. And then the reason why again we want to assess what they are thinking. Apa yang dalam otak dorang itu kan kita ni fahami, Cikgu. So that is the reason why we ask questions to our students. All right, let me move on to my next slide, please. Okay, my next slide. Now, saya akan bersyutar kita mengenai dengan komponen-komponen dialogic teaching ini, cikgu. Bertahun-tahun ini selalu bis kita dengar sudah sikit-sikit dialogic teaching, dialogic teaching, dialogic teaching. Apa sebenarnya dialogic teaching ini, cikgu? Kadang-kadang salah pahaman cikgu dialogic teaching ini. Bayita, we want to address this supaya fahaman kita ni mengenai dengan konsep dialogic teaching ini tepat cikgu untuk semua guru seluruh negara sebenarnya. Now, dialogic teaching ini cikgu kan kepada harapis kita, ia ada 4 komponen cikgu. Komponen yang pertama bercakap mengenai dengan strategi. Macam mana strategis, macam mana untuk menanya soalan kepada penuntut di dalam kelas. Macam mana menanya soalan, itu strategi. Tapi kalau untuk 1.3b, apa soalannya? Apa soalan yang kita ni bagi arah penuntut untuk jawab? Dan 1.3c ni cikgu, macam mana merespon? Kalau penuntut sudah menjawab soalan kita ni, macam mana cara kita ni untuk merespon? Salah tu kawan. Macam mana tu kan merespon? Ataupun ada cara lain lagi cikgu. Subhanallah, banyak lagi caranya cikgu. And then 1.3D cikgu, how do we engage? How do we make sure that all our students are talking to each other and working with each other, collaborating with each other during lessons cikgu? Macam mana? So for today's session cikgu, kalau semua ni indah dapat saya habiskan dalam satu all in one go. Indah dapat cikgu. Ichigo Miko, I think can you mute your mic? Takut saya tercakap sekarang. Macam saya dengar ada keras-keras Ichigo Miko Juna. You may want to mute your mic. Okay, masih pulang lagi. Alright. Now, so Cikgu, so for today's training, Cikgu, we will only be discussing, thank you very much, Cikgu Miko. Now, for this training, Cikgu, we will only be focusing on this one particular rubric. Okay, in 2 weeks time, nanti saya jumpa bis kita, saya akan discuss 1.3a. Kemudian lagi sebelum Ramadan, saya buat sama kita 1.3c. Ini lepas raya nanti, 1.3d. Jadinya, spasial-spasial, Cikgu. Spasial dulu. Pasal dia dapat sekaligus juga. Semua ni sebenarnya 10 jam punya cerita. So today's session, we are going to discuss about what questions do you ask your students during lessons. Alright? Now, moving on to my next slide. Now, Anita na. This is what I'm talking about, Cikgu. C1.3b ni Cikgu. Apa usul rubriknya? Rubriknya bercakap mengenai dengan teaching content dialogically. What questions do teachers ask during lessons? Now, di sini ada 1 and 2. Apa artinya? Di sini ada 3 and 4. Apa artinya? Di sini ada 5. Excellent. Macam mana buat dalam kelas? Itu masalahnya. Macam mana membuat barangan ni dalam kelas? How do we translate all these skills into our classroom practices with our students in the classroom? All right, so from now onwards until 3:30, I promise abis kita, we are going to discuss in depth about this particular rubric, Cikgu. All right, Bismillah, Cikgu. Can I have your reactions, please? Are you still with me? Are you still listening to me? Okay, Ada, okay, all right. Okay, thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. All right, I hope you are still with me, Cikgu. All right, thank you very much for the applause. Okay, now let me move on to the next slide. Thank you very much for your reactions, Cikgu. So please bear with me, and kalau perasaan bis kita, dengarkan saya dulu, Cikgu, because I try to be as informal as possible, because kalau tanpa formal, dan saya berapa pandai bercakap tanpa formal, Cikgu. Saya bersahaja saja ni, Cikgu. Kongsi ilmu saja kerana Allah, ya. Okay, so now, our first objective, Cikgu. Our first objective is, sudah padahkan harapis kita tadi, to ask open questions. Now, open questions itu mesti kita dipaham, Cikgu. Kalau ada open questions, soalan yang terbuka, apa maksud soalan yang tertutup ni, Cikgu? Subhanallah. Kalau ada soalan yang terbuka, apa yang soalan tertutup? Pasal kalau soalan yang tertutup ni, Cikgu, students will only give abis kita short utterances. Satu jawapan saja, one word answer. Contoh, have you taken your breakfast? Yes. 4 times 3, the answer is 12. Only one responses, Cikgu. Only one word respond. Artinya short utterances, one word answer saja. all those are closed questions. Contoh, contoh, tadi saya padahkan sudah macam kalau 4 times 5 is 20. Kalau maths ni 4 times 5 is 20. What are the two numbers when you multiply will give 20? Artinya apa-apa dua nombor. Mana semestinya 4 kali 5 saja. Boleh jua 5 kali 4. Boleh jua 1 kali 20. Dapat jua 20 kali 1. Dapat jua 2 kali 10. Dapat jua 10 kali 2. There are so many responses to give us 20 itu when two numbers are multiplied. So we tweak our question a little bit so that it becomes an open question. Right, di sini tadi open question ni cikgu. So kita ni kan we will discuss this in our first training objective later. Okay, and then lepas satu kita ni lari kepada band 3 sama dan band 4, and then final objective bercerita pasal pen yang nombor 5. Alright, now moving on to the first PD objective cikgu. To train habis kita on how to ask open questions, soalan yang terbuka. Tapi kita bahas, saya padahkan habis kita tadi, kalau ada soalan yang terbuka, macam mana, how is it different from the closed questions, soalan yang tertutup? Dan kalau kita ni ada soalan yang tertutup, macam mana untuk membuka soalan itu cikgu? Saya bagi contoh. Okay, saya bagi contoh. Di sini juga close questions ini yang kita ni mau ni juga dalam kelas. Kita ni mau lari kemari. Kita ni mau lari ke band 5. Alright. Now, I'm going to give you 2 slides juga because this is just self-explanatory juga. Apa perbezaan open questions and closed questions ini ba? Open-ended and then close-ended questions. Open and then close. Apa perbezaannya? Boleh kita baca dulu sekejap juga sendiri. Alright, because it's self-explanatory juga. Saya minum sekejap. Okay. Now, it's generally cikgu kalau open questions ini, students will give habis kita long responses cikgu with description and then kenapa, some sort of like essay questions and take a longer time to answer. Tapi kalau close questions ini cikgu short utterances. Tapi kita ni mau kebanyakan soalan kita ni dalam kelas yang membagi kita ni jawapan yang banyak ani. Alright, macam mana soalannya tu cikgu? Macam mana soalannya? I'll give you this slide, contoh-contoh soalannya cikgu. Macam kalau close question, do you get to work by driving, busing or walking? Tapi ani indah, how do you get to work? How do you get to work? Ya, hanya tadinya aku jalannya dari rumahku apa semua bla bla bla. So dia describe macam mana? How? Alright, kalau ani, do you get on well with your boss? Subhanallah. Yes ataupun no saja. Ani tidak. Tell me about your relationship with your boss. So you know how the questions are being tweaked cikgu. Macam kita ni untuk subjek kita ni cikgu, I can't give you macam example history, geography, science apa semua maths. Kalau maths saya memang guru maths, marah orang kadang kalau saya bagi semua example maths tu cikgu. Tapi ani macam in general saja cikgu supaya bisa kita faham kedudukan perbezaan macam mana bunyi soalan atau cikgu. Alright, Ani, was your trip successful? Yes or no? Jawab saja tu cikgu. Sedangkan Ani, what did you manage to accomplish on the trip? Ani, did you have a good meeting? Yes or no saja. Ani, what happened at the meeting? So sama juga ni cikgu, so perbezaan open and close question satu sangat ketara cikgu, sangat ketara. Yeah, so it's our skill sebenarnya untuk rephrase, untuk menukar soalan kita ni itu selalu pikirkan cikgu kalau kita ni soalan ni soalannya akan bagi kita ni jawapan yang panjang atau jawapan pendek. So this is what we are going to do this afternoon ya. I'm going to kick off with one activity where we can open, we are going to rephrase close questions ini cikgu. Now, saya bagi contoh dulu cikgu, ada aktivitinya, contoh yang saya buat dulu cikgu. Now, saya bagi satu soalan cikgu. Kalau saya bagi kita soalan, do you like the color blue? Do you like the color blue? Yes or no je saja itu cikgu. Yes or no saja. Cuba tak pikirkan macam mana ya supaya soalan ini menjadi terbuka. Dan paling-paling pun, ini setelah lama pulang ni cikgu, pasal rata-rata kita ni berpuluh-puluh tahun mengajar, sikit-sikit minta, what is your favorite color and why? Sikit-sikit why? Sikit-sikit why? Macam ada cara lain lagi kan untuk bertanya soalan arah penuntut. Sikit-sikit, kenapa? Alright? Padahal cikgu ada lagi contoh lain cikgu. Seperti, give some examples of personal items which are of your favorite color. Every time we ask for examples, ani cikgu, we exemplify itu sudah cikgu, minta examples daripada penuntut cikgu. Always ask for examples. Macam lesson kita tadi pagi cikgu sama penuntut, cuba kita pikirkan, di apa soalan yang dapat kita minta contoh. So kalau kita minta contoh, cikgu berabat penuntut untuk menjawab. Pasal dapat dorang fikirkan apa. Insya-Allah. Depends on the nature of your question, ya. We will do this, we will do more of these nanti saya tunjukkan example lagi. Ini baru sedikit contoh yang saya bagi pas kita. And then contoh lagi cikgu, explain how your favorite color influence your daily life activities. Subhanallah, bukannya terus-terus jawab ni cikgu, difikirkan dulu cikgu. If you pose this question to your students, it will make them think. Pabekta durang tidak akan menjawab cikgu. Bukan pastinya kita ni katanya soalan penuntut mesti jawab. Semua penuntut mesti jawab. Tidak. But we want to trigger them. We want to make sure that thinking is taking place. When thinking is taking place, learning will also be taking place. Okay? So we want to make sure that students think during our lesson. Explain how your favorite color influence your daily life activities. Ada lagi satu contoh cikgu yang jarang sekali kalau saya mau observe lesson, jarang sekali saya mendapati guru menanya soalan-soalan yang conjecturing, meramal. Contoh, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen if you mix yellow to your favorite color? Apa yang akan jadi tu cikgu? Apa yang jadi? Sekarang your favorite color is blue, contoh, and you want to mix it with blue. Apa jadinya tu benar? So it will be interesting to get responses from your students, yeah. And then the next example is, what does your favorite color say about you? Again, berpikir kita ni, kalau kita ni kena tanya awalan ni, kalau saya akan bertanya kita awalan ni sekiranya, and saya minta volunteers ke apa untuk menyatakan what does my favorite color say about me. Subhanallah, it will not be an easy question to attempt juga, tapi berfikir kita ni olehnya. Macam mana cara menanya ni, ada lagi cara lain tu cikgu. Jangan kadang-kadang ada guru pada hara saya ni cikgu. Ni cikgu ninya atau punya hot question atau punya general inquiry question satu bah. Kalau penuntut tidak terjawab macam mana? Selalu kan guru bertanya saya ni. Subhanallah, macam-macam lagi caranya tu cikgu. We do not expect students to answer us one-to-one. Kapisan tu sudah soalan tu higher order, sudah soalan tu general inquiry, and we expect them to give us jawapan one-to-one. No, ada lagi caranya. Nanti kita ni discuss atau cikgu arah 1.3a, cikgu, rubrik 1.3a, strategis untuk menanya soalan kepada penuntut. Macam tadi saya bertanya Rabis kita, why do you ask questions to your students during lesson? Macam-macam je tu soalannya, macam-macam jawapannya. Ada cara saya word cloud kan, pasal saya ada strategi tu, saya ada skill tu. So, atau dan kali lagi bertanya, ini ada alasan tu cikgu. Cikgu ni, kalau tanya hot sekarangnya penuntut dah jawab tu ya. Ada caranya cikgu. Jangan dulu marah, ada caranya tu, ada saja caranya. Okay, so we will discuss strategis lepas ni in 2 weeks time insyaAllah ya. Tapi untuk ni cikgu, saya bagi sudah habis kita contoh-contoh macam mana membuka soalan-soalan yang tertutup. Okay, now I will give you a task cikgu. In fact dalam grup kita ni sudah saya kongsikan apa namanya ni, this slide cikgu. Mana ni? Kejap. The link, because saya kan lepas ni cikgu membreakout room bis kita, memecah bis kita. Tapi saya akan memecah ni jadi 4 grup sahaja, dan Mana teh group C next sekejap. Group C, all right. Now I will be sharing this link habis kita. Okay, and I will share this here. Arah chat. Okay. Now, lepasan ni bis kita ada saya pacah cigo. Lepasan ni bis kita masuk breakout room. I think Ins should be here. Sekejap Ins, I will give them the direct instructions first. Lepasan ni bis kita saya pecahkan jadi 4 grup ni cigo. Banyak pulang ni satu grup dalam 10 orang kan itu insyaallah. Baik, tidak apa-apa, it's okay. But I appreciate Cikgu if you could work together. Alright? Dalam grup atau karang Cikgu, kalau bis kita buka activity slide yang saya kongsikan arah chat, kalau kita klik arah chat atau Cikgu, ada saya bagi link, dan bis kita buka activity slide atau, so grup A, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4 akan menaip karang tu Cikgu, apa jawapan-jawapannya Cikgu. Alright, contoh Cikgu, each group to write as many questions as possible within the given time limit. I will give you later 7 minutes to do this activity Cikgu. Alright, 7 minutes to do this activity. Indah semestinya, mungkin je seorang tukang type, ada yang lain semua bagi jawapan, boleh juga. Alright, because this is a live document Cikgu. Semua orang dapat respon sebenarnya. And then number 2, syarat nombor 2 ni saya merahkan Cikgu. Ini yang penting Cikgu, syarat nombor 2 ni. Syarat nombor 2 ni, respon habis kita, jawapan habis kita, hindi boleh sama dengan soalan yang dibagi oleh grup-grup lain. Hindi boleh sama, hindi boleh double, hindi boleh duplicate. Hindi boleh duplicate. Contoh Cikgu, contoh ha. Ni, ani soalan saya habis kita karang. Ni bergrup ni bis kita karang. Type jawapan bis kita tu sini. Type jawapan bis kita di sini untuk grup 1. Grup 2 menaip arah grup 2 punya space. Grup 3 menaip arah grup 3 punya space. Grup 4 menaip arah grup 4 punya space. I hope you will work together because I will visit breakout rooms ni karang Cikgu. And ni open, rephrase this closed question. Kan is pizza your favorite food? Yes or no, jawab saja kan tu Cikgu. Tapi kalau bis kita discuss sekarang, macam mana cara membuka soalan ni? Soalan nombor 2 yang saya tanya bis kita, do you like rock music? Yes or no saja. Tapi sekarang bis kita akan membuka. Macam mana membuka soalan ni? Soalan yang ketiga sekarang Cikgu, do you love your parents? Yes or no saja. Tapi kita ni mau again opening up, jadikan soalan yang terbuka daripada soalan yang tertutup. Dan soalan keempat, are you going on holiday in December or this December? So macam mana mengopennya tu ataupun yes or no saja. Alright, are you ready Cikgu? Do you have any questions before I group you into your breakout rooms? Do you have any questions before I proceed with dividing habis kita, grouping habis kita into your respective breakout rooms? If you understand the instructions, Cikgu, can you give me your reaction, please? If you understand the instruction, can you give me your reactions, please? Bagi saya reaction, please. Alright, okay, well done. Semangat, Cikgu, semangat. Saya semangat nih, bobek saya seorang-seorang aja dalam bilik ani, Cikgu. Syok sendiri kayaknya saya dalam bilik ani, subhanallah. Ada orang kat tangan kah? Ada soalan Cikgu Suzana and Cikgu Juliati, do you have questions, Cikgu? Ataupun atu sebenarnya reaction to? Okay, Cikgu Suzana, reaction to Cikgu Suzana ataupun kita ada soalan? Cikgu Suzana alami. Mungkin salah kali itu, mungkin reaction saja kali itu. Okay, Ins, can you? Cikgu, I went from room 1 to room 2 and to room 3 to room 4. There were no discussion at all. There were no discussion at all. No one is opening their mic to talk. So, kenapa tu Cikgu? Hindi bis kita berunding ato ba? So, let me discuss your responses. Artinya responses ani bukannya hasil perbincangan ya. Artinya, yes, you have responded, but tapi indah ada hasil perbincangan. Because I don't listen to any discussion just now. So, but allow me to discuss your responses ya. Allow me to discuss your responses. From group one, ni cakap, soalan saya yang close question, is pizza your favorite food? Is pizza your favorite food? So di sini ya cakap, why is pizza your favorite food? Alright, cuba kita ni, kalau kena tanya soalan ni, adakah kita ni akan membagi jawapan satu perkataan saja ataupun pasal dia bertanya why, kita ni terpanggil-panggil, we are urged to say more. Okay, jawab why is pizza your favorite food? It is tasty because I love this kind of toppings, blah blah blah. How to make a pizza? So any description juga, all right? That this makes the question an open question. All right, well done group one. Sudah saya check group one. And then group two, cuba kita lihat group two. Would you consider pizza to be your top choice of food? Explain your answer. All right, explaining your answer. What toppings? Macam dah habis soalan group two ni ya. Give us some examples of your favorite toppings. Supposedly, maybe, contoh. All right, give some examples of some of your favorite pizza toppings. Okay, ini terputus jawapannya. And then group 3 punya response, what makes pizza everyone's favorite? Okay, what makes pizza everyone's favorite? Yeah, it could be an explanation from this question. And then if you could eat pizza every day, what type of pizza would you eat? What type? One word answer ataupun description ni kita. Cuba ta. Hindi the response lagi niya. Macam dah dorong mo bercakap ba online na ni ba? Tambah sakit kepala ni na. Okay. If you could eat pizza every day, what type of pizza would you eat? Artinya, mungkin ia cakap honey garlic. Contoh saja, my favorite pizza. Sekiranya tak, what type of type kita ataupun type ani yang anu thin crust ka ataupun yang anu yang dengan cheesy crust ka apa semua. So that leads to a one word answer baca this question. Artinya masih lagi soalan yang habis kita ni, what type of pizza would you eat? Masih lagi bagi one type of response, one word, kirakan short utterances masih. So that I will not accept this as an open question yet. Okay, so group 4, what do you like to put in your pizza? What do you like to put in your pizza? Strawberries? Contoh. What do you like to put in your pizza? Artinya macam dah bersabut pizza toppings Kalau I will say, what would you like? Tell us some examples of pizza toppings would you like to put on your pizza? Tu cuma tu je. And then group 4 bagi satu soalan saja. Alright. Tu untuk pizza, is pizza your favorite food? Can you imagine if this is your topic, Majigo? Ini baru soalan main-main saja nih, soalan supaya saya bagi bis kita feel macam mana untuk membuka soalan yang tertutup. Membuka soalan yang tertutup tadi. Ini baru soalan general saja. But what happens if you are planning your lesson and making sure that you are creating open questions, Bachigo? So it will be a challenge juga. It will be really a challenge. Okay. Now, ani band 1 and band 2 ni juga band 2 especially open questions. Now, let me move on to the second question. Do you like rock music? Cuba bisa baca dulu semua responses dari kawan-kawan abis kita. Okay. Do you see, would you, are all these questions, Jigo, are all these questions open questions? Are they all open questions? What type of rock music you prefer to hear? What type of rock music? One type of rock music. Does that make an open question? Macam masih close kan, Cigo? What kind of music you like to hear? What kind of music you like to hear? Jazz music, jazz. Satu saja. Pop, satu saja. So, can you imagine, kalau soalan saya ni ya, what if you sing a traditional song using a rock music? Oh, kanak-kanak, apa kamu bawa? Kalau 2 biji. Subhanallah. So, how do you anticipate that? Ramal dia. Lagu traditional song and then dinyanyikan tempo rock music. So, soalan-soalan yang meramal ni cikgu jarang guru kita ni bertanya sebenarnya. What genres of music do you find yourself drawn to? Kalau more than one genres, then that is an open question. Kalau ya cakap satu saja, artinya that is a closed question. Tell me a few songs that you like or love to hear. Tell me a few songs. Ada S tu supaya kirakan plural. Kalau plural banyak lagu. Alright. Does rock music appeals to you, Cigo? Does rock music from group 2? Does rock music appeals to you? Yes or no saja tu jawapannya. Does that make it an open question, Cigo? Kalau kita tanya, does rock music appeal to you? That is still a closed question. So, Cigo, be very careful, Cigo. That is why Band 2 is stating that we must always ask open questions to our students during lessons, Cigo. Okay? Now, pasal ani, ito ni, pasal indadarundingan tadi. So, saya takut tadi, nervous saya masa saya, when I went to your breakout rooms tadi, seorang pun tidak ada yang bercakap. Seorang ganyang bagi salam. 40 lebih orang dalam grup ani, Cigo. Seorang saja bagi saya salam tadi. I don't remember from which group. And yang lain indah bercakap. So that is why saya cakap, sekarang macam mana responses tu orang ni? Benar tajua pasal indah berdiscuss ba? Alright. So, well, it's something that we should learn from today's activity, Cigo. Let me move on to the next question. Let me move on to the next question. Do you love your parents? Do you love your parents? Kita baca dulu semua, Cigo. Baca dulu semua. What we should do to you? Yeah, so a majority of these questions, I will say some are already open questions. Tell me about your parents. So there will be a description. Kanya satu saja yang kena bagi close question atau, but it's okay. And then group 2, what affection do you have towards your parents? What affection? Apa affection dia macam could lead to one word answer je ni Cikgu. Tapi unless they describe the affection, then that will make this question an open question. All right. How do you measure your love for your parents? Immeasurable. Immeasurable. How? And then they will describe. Okay. All right. So I will accept that as an open question. And then group number 3, what would you do to make your parents happy? What would you do to make your parents happy? Sama je, oh aku kan ani, okay? That is considered to be an open question. Selain dari ungkapan rasa sayang terhadap ibu bapa, apa lagi perlu kita lakukan? Selain daripada rasa sayang, bertanggungjawab arah indong bapa, apalagi bertanggungjawab dan selain daripada berkasih sayang, rasa hormat arah ibu bapa dan sebagainya. So I will accept that as an open question. How do you love your parents? Show, okay. How do you love your parents? Yeah, how? And then how do you show your love to your parents? It's almost how do you show your love? How do you love your parents? It's almost a similar question juga. What happens if one day I'll give you one example, Chico Maramal, Chico. What happens in one day? You come back from school and arrive home and you realize your parents are no longer around. That hits you. That will hit students, but Chico. Macam apa tuh meramal soalan yang meramal. So, and then last question, Chico. Are you going on holiday this December, in December? Let us go through the question. First, read through the questions, Chico. What do you think will happen if we go to Miri in December? What are you going to do in describe how you're going to spend the December, how to until all right. Okay. Now, I can see some open questions in this in this slide, Cigu. What do you think will happen if we go to Miri in December? Now, baru pun saya cakap jarang kena tanya conjecturing question. Well done, Group 1. This is an example of a conjecturing question. What do you think will happen if we go to Miri in December? Well, everybody flocks into Miri every holidays juga. So yeah, so they anticipate apa yang dorang anticipate. So they will give us the answer. So it is more than just a one-word answer. All right. And for the second question, what are you going to do in December? What are you going to do in December? I want to describe more like describe the things that you are going to do in December. So that will, I think, be more open, Chigo, than just what are you going to do in December. What if they say, I'm just going to rest? I'm just going to sleep. Ataupun describe the things you're going to do in December. Oh, okay, listing all the things that they're going to do in December. All right, group number 2, describe how you are going to spend your December holidays. Okay, description, what would be the ideal plan for you for the holiday season in December. Okay, berita apa plan-plan dorang. Okay, I will consider that as an open question. Where would you go for holiday in December? Where? So do you think that this question will give you many responses, Cigu? Kalau cakap Singapore, kalau cakap Miri, kalau cakap KK, saja kalau cakap London, does that make this question an open question, Cigu? Fikir juga, fikir. Coba. Where would you go for holiday in December? So I will regard this still as a closed question. Pasal it will only give you one word answer atau satu tempat saja. Unless dia beraya, unless dia orang ini belayar ke banyak-banyak tempat juga, unless dia contoh, I recently came back from sekiranya beberapa negara, tu lain cerita. Tapi kalau macam ni, normally people will just go to one place and yeah, so it depends. Where would you go for a holiday in December? If you think that they will give you a description, then that will make your question an open question. Otherwise, it is a closed question to go. What sort of country will you visit in December? What sort of country? What sort of country? You mean either European or African or Southeast Asian countries ataupun macam mana? What sort of country? Kalau country ada plural kan tu. Kalau satu saja artinya satu jawapan, still a closed question unless what sort of region maybe? Region masih lagi satu region saja. So we still have to tweak that question juga untuk menjadikan untuk menjadikan banyak jawapan bercigo. Macam mana tu? Kalau what sort of country will you visit in December? Macam unless countries in Southeast Asia such as kalau penuntut menjawab macam tu, okay. Tapi kalau macam masih lagi saya rasa kalau nyanyi okay, yeah. Perhaps I akan rephrase that question, Cigo. Okay, and then group 4, I will proceed with group 4. Yeah, what plan do you have in mind for this December holiday? No plan at all. No plan. Sekiranya jawapannya macam mana, Cigo? So again, rephrasing our questions, making sure that we ask open questions during lesson is very important, Cigo. Okay, so ini baru objective number 1 ni, Cigo. Baru objective number 1. I will move on. I will, tadi ada saya share slide ke cikgu masa saya bercakap-cakap atau cikgu? Mendadak ah? Ani, macam dah respon lah. Macam, anda ba, tadi ada saya yang bagi slide ke cikgu masa saya bercakap-cakap atau? Oh, ada. Ba, okay. Hai, fikir dah share. Alright.